Hot cross buns are one of those treats that Australians just can't get enough of. They pop up in bakeries and supermarkets like clockwork every year, sending people into a frenzy. But what is it about these little spiced, fruit-filled buns with a cross on top that makes Aussies lose their minds? Let's dive into the delicious world of hot cross bun culture in Australia, where tradition meets obsession and where people will argue sometimes aggressively about whether chocolate chip versions should even exist. The name hot cross bun sounds pretty fancy, but it's actually quite simple. The hot part? Well, that's because they're best eaten warm. The cross is the most obvious feature, usually piped onto the top with a flour-based paste or icing. And bun? Well, it's a bun. No mystery there. These little delights have a long history, supposedly dating back to ancient times, but let's be real, Australians have truly made them their own. Australia's hot cross bun season starts earlier and earlier every year. Supermarkets used to wait until closer to Easter, but now? You'll see them appearing on shelves on Boxing Day, sometimes even earlier. People used to joke about Christmas decorations coming out too soon, but now it's the hot cross buns taking over. You'll still be digesting your Christmas pudding when, bim, there they are. Some people are outraged, claiming it ruins the tradition. Others are overjoyed, stocking up like they're preparing for some kind of bun-related apocalypse. Making hot cross buns at home is a bit of an adventure. Starts with a simple dough, but getting that perfect mix of soft, fluffy texture with just the right amount of spice is an art form. Classic recipe includes flour, yeast, sugar, and milk, with a generous dose of cinnamon, nutmeg, and mixed spice. Then, of course, there are the dried fruits, sultanas, currants, or raisins, though some people pick them out like treasure hunters, leaving a pile of rejected shriveled grapes on their plate. Once the dough rises, it's shaped into buns, marked with a cross, baked until golden brown, and finally glazed to give them that irresistible shine. But why stop at the classic? Aussies love experimenting with flavors, and that's how we ended up with a whole range of hot cross bun varieties. Chocolate chip versions are the biggest debate in the bun world. Some say they're an abomination, others say they're an improvement. Then you've got fruitless buns for those who can't stand dried fruits, sticky date buns, apple and cinnamon buns, and even coffee-infused buns. And let's not forget the ultra-gourmet versions that hipster bakeries churn out. Think sourdough hot cross buns with Belgian chocolate and organic Tasmanian cherries. At this point, it's less about Easter and more about who can create the fanciest, most Instagrammable bun. So why do Australians love hot cross buns so much? Part of it is tradition. There's something comforting about foods that mark a special time of year. But if we're being honest, it's also because they taste amazing. The combination of warm spices, soft dough, and sweet glaze is basically happiness in a bun. And they're versatile. You can eat them as is, toast them with butter, or get fancy and turn them into bread pudding, French toast, or even burger buns. Yes, you heard that right. Some people are out here making hot cross bun bacon and egg sandwiches. Is it genius or madness? You decide. When it comes to buying hot cross buns, Australians have plenty of options. Supermarkets like Coles, Woolworths, and Aldi battle it out every year, each claiming to have the softest, tastiest buns. There's even a yearly hot cross bun taste test, where experts judge which store-bought version is best. Then there are the bakeries. Baker's Delight is a national favorite, pumping out thousands of buns every day. Local bakeries also get in on the action, often baking fresh batches every morning that disappear before lunchtime. The real jackpot, though, is getting your hands on a bun straight out of the oven, piping hot, perfectly spiced, and making the entire room smell like a bakery dream. Of course, with hot cross bun season comes the inevitable debates. There are the people who insist that only traditional buns should exist, and then there are the rebels who embrace all the new flavors. There's also the great to toast or not to toast debate. Some argue that a fresh bun should be enjoyed as is, while others swear by slicing them in half and throwing them in the toaster until they're crispy and caramelized. And let's not forget the butter situation. Should it be just a little, or should it be melting down your fingers in a glorious, buttery mess? At the end of the day, hot cross buns in Australia are more than just a seasonal snack, they're a cultural event. They spark joy, arguments, and even panic buying when a limited edition flavor sells out. Whether you're a purist who sticks to the traditional fruit-filled buns or a risk-taker willing to try a matcha-infused white chocolate version, one thing's for sure, hot cross buns aren't just for Easter anymore. They've become a staple of Australian food culture, proving once and for all that Aussies will take any excuse to enjoy a delicious, slightly spicy, and very comforting bun.